Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a marvelous day. I'm down at the center, as you can tell. It's 7 o'clock Mountain Time. And some of the things I'm seeing posted all throughout social media has me curious as to what people really understand about meditation, the gifts of spirit. So I thought I'd come online today. I'm down here working, and I was listening to a book, and there's a lot of misunderstandings, I think, now that people don't realize we are moving into higher consciousness, but we still have to get to heart-centered. And a lot of people are listening to meditations that are guided, which is wonderful. It's important to meditate. It's important to slow the mind. It's important to just kind of get out of their head sense and go into a more complete peace. And sometimes that means that people will listen to things that they can just let their mind follow the words or follow the music. But in that regard, you're still going into, keeping the mind busy, which is what scrolling does, which is what social media does, is we're not thinking about the things that we, not the laundry list of got to go to the grocery store, got to take care of this, got to go do that, got to make an appointment to take the car in, got to go get a new tire, whatever it is. It's following one train of thought. And that's wonderful because, yes, that is meditation to some degree. But the importance of meditation is the silence. It's getting to the point where your mind doesn't have an answer. It doesn't require an answer. It doesn't have a, you kind of go in and they say prayer is the question. Meditation is listening for the answer. And I firmly believe that. But if you don't understand the question, if you're not going out of your way to find out what's the construct, what you're feeding into, what are you thinking about, it's more important to let the mind get clear so that there is no answer that is forthcoming from the ego. And that's the important thing of turning off the mind, turning off the talking, what I call head talking, because I have a busy head. The conversations I can have with myself, oh my stars. I mean, it would be so intense for so many people to be inside my head wondering, what is she thinking? Where did she come up with that? Even I have to wonder. But the times that I spent in altered state meditation, in other words, thinking of nothing, not dealing with anything on the earth, not dealing with whether there's a bee outside, not whether there's a bill to be paid. That's where I really find a lot of peace. And I think a lot of people struggle to get there. I understand that. We tried having an open meditation time here at the center for people to come down, but it seems to be more effort than a lot of people want to do. I thought about doing it online. We do have a meditation group. It's the Intention group that we meet online on Fridays, and everybody's welcome to join us. You can go to the website at resonantessentials.com, click on Fridays on the event calendar, and right there's the link to get in. And we have a good group of people, and it's always focused on bringing forth light or higher consciousness or abundance and really working at that. And it doesn't cost a dime, because meditation shouldn't be expensive. But learning how to meditate, that's another story. We need to practice that. We need to look at how do we calm our mind? How do we breathe through it? So there are breath techniques. Obviously, everybody's heard of this, and I still hear the same thing over and over again. I can't sit still longer than 2 minutes. I can breathe for 2 minutes. I can breathe for 5 minutes. But getting into a different altered consciousness takes time. And I just wanted to share some of the tricks that I've learned over the years. If it doesn't work for you, I understand. And maybe you want to join meditation class. But some of the tricks is to have a sentence or something that you repeat over and over again. So one of my sentences is, I am activating my third eye. I am creating an active receptive condition in my third eye. And that helps me get into the rhythm. It helps me bring myself down. It helps me gather my energy to where I just start to really relax. The shoulders drop. The mind goes completely peaceful. There's no head talking. The nothingness is what I say. Another good technique that I often start people with is doing a white light. Now, Max wants to say hello to you guys this morning, evidently. He doesn't quite know what we're doing. So my apologies. He's going to entertain the masses. Yes, sir. Yes, I know. So anyway, the white light, it's more like a white wall. There's no texture to the wall. There's no pictures on it. There's no skyline up above. There's no ground below. It's just a white wall. No texture, no deviations in paint. It's just white. And feel your energy in your mind spiral in, bringing the energy closer from the wall, and spiraling out, taking your energy to the wall. And just doing that repeatedly. That builds the emptiness because the focus is on just letting the energy move. Okay? Almost like if you were joining the collective consciousness and you were kind of in the cosmos stream of energy. It's important to just really go through and take that moment to empty the mind. I love going to the nothingness. I feel replenished, rejuvenated. I do a lot of talking with spirit. It's like, well, what the hell do you guys want me to do now? What am I supposed to do here? You know, so many questions, so many unanswered I need to knows. One of the hardest things that people don't understand is that getting their groove on, it's great if you can, take a glass of wine and relax and do that, but that's not getting you into the altered state. Even smoking a joint sometimes, yes, you can get into a little easier altered state, but sometimes your mind still wanders through, and that dialogue you're having, it kind of can be ego. So it's really important that you try to do it clear-minded, at least once in a while, because that's where you build your power. That's where the energy builds within you, and you get more control in that regard. I think people don't understand that when you're in altered state, that you have all this energy that builds within you, and you connect to spirit. You can connect to, that's when my son comes in and he has conversations with me, not in the same way we used to have, thank God, but in more cosmic energy-wise, profound conversations of enlightenment with my spirit team. It's fine if connecting with the trees. You can have deep conversation with earth and the water and all of these earth spirits. But it's really about, you have to learn to build the control, the power within you, and building that energy within. And sometimes if you're smoking pot or drinking, it doesn't really, because your energy kind of scatters outward. So think of it, I was talking with our new VP, and he was explaining to me the technology of building these platforms in IT, that to have some, you have to have the identical energy going up, okay? And then there's times that you want the platform to go out so that you can have many users, many things happening. It's the same thing with meditation, building the energy so that so much can plug into the same energy going up. And that's where having a sober meditation experience is way different than having it the energy going out. I'm not trying to bring judgment. God knows, everybody knows I don't give a damn who gets high, who doesn't. I don't care who drinks, who doesn't. That's your lifestyle, your thing. I wished I could smoke pot because I could relax a lot more sometimes. I could just let my muscles relax, but it doesn't work that way for me. But meditation actually does, and I build the power and I build those connections up, and my vibration raises, and my spirit team comes in much more clear. It's a much more intense connection. And I know that that's something that a lot of people might disagree with. I know that I've microdosed mushrooms. I do not, but I have taken more than just the microdose to see what it's like, what has happened. I've done acid in my youth. I mean, I did mescaline. I mean, I did all of these things, but the microdosing works well for me on some things. But I also know that to build those deeper connections so that you can hear the conversations more clearly, I have to do sober, and I suggest other people do it as well. Because ego is very much an aspect that can cross over, and you think you're talking, you think you're connecting, and it's just a dialogue that I have every day, every time I'm awake. I have ADHD. There is not one conversation I have had. What if we make this for dinner? To if we did this and this and this, what would that turn out? What if we mix this color with this color, and how would that turn out? What about, oh my gosh, it's time to go clean the interior of the windows. That's where I'm at today. I got to go wash the car. With all the rain, I've been postponing it, and the inside of the windows shows it. So these are the things that my head does constantly. And sometimes if quieting that brain and letting the energy go out would be real nice. But that's not the true connection that I'm talking about. We are coming into a time where we're going to be growing spiritually. And what that means is that you're either going to choose to stay in fear-based consciousness, where all negative emotions come after, fear is the first contributor to negative emotions. Or you can go into the love-based emotions, where you find peace. You can't get to 5D. You can't even get to 4D unless you start opening your heart. And your heart has to be more pure. It has to, then some of the dialogues that I have with people as I'm driving to work or as I'm going to the grocery store, that's not exactly the nice dialoguing. And I know that this is important. So yes, it's to build a path to higher consciousness. You have to build the frequency, and that's learning to control the energy. Yes, I am doing one more meditation class this year, and the reason I'm doing it is because I'm going to be out. I'm getting knee surgery, so I won't be working most of November, and December's kind of a wash because everybody is going to be Christmas shopping and whatever Ramadan hits and blah blah blah, everything happens. End of the year. We have pagan solstice. We have all the spiritual that the winter solstice brings. So all of those things are things that I've taken into consideration when I scheduled this, because I really want to spend some time myself this year taking advantage, especially right now, August 22nd through I think it's like September 14th or something. I can't remember the end date. But we're supposed to have this, it's another leveling up time. And I'd like as many people as possible to either start coming to the open meditation, maybe take the class, because I really believe we're building something powerful and special. And I believe that community is the biggest part of this, and I don't think people understand what community really means. It's doing away with ego. I've had a lot of people say, well, you've hurt my feelings, you've done this, you've done that. It's like, that's third dimensional talk right there. 3D talk. And that's why we have the radical forgiveness program, so that people can heal some of that negative talk, that self-deprecating, that egoic, they're my bully, I'm their bully, whatever conversations. We've got this going on right now because it's some kind of a pause. Anyway, it's really important, I think, right now, because 2026 is going to be a whole leveling up. This is where people are going to start deciding, do you want to stay in 3D? Do you want to stay in the fear? Do you want to stay in that pocket? Or do you want to grow? Do you want to, connect to higher consciousness? Do you want to be at peace finally? For so many of us, it's we were raised by brutal parents in many aspects because they were taught by brutal parents, and we want to sit here and blame our parents or our siblings or our children or our this or our that. We want to blame all of this stuff when we're the ones that are responsible for the healing. And we're the ones responsible for our addictions. Nobody else is responsible. We know what we did, and we did it. And, it's time to let it go and become that person that you were really meant to be, that spiritual, higher conscious. I'm not saying get over it. I'm saying let's work at healing it. And these are some of the ways we can do that. Through the Radical Forgiveness Program together, if you don't want to do it alone, if you need somebody to kind of keep you on track with it. You do have to play catch up. I might even do, if enough people want to come in, because we're already in our second week, we're going into our third week. 18th chapter and get caught up for this Wednesday, then I'll start another one, because I really believe it's time for us to heal. It doesn't cost you a dime. I just think that it's time to let go of this stuff that is weighing so heavily on us that we can't truly meditate. We can follow a guided meditation, and that's good. That's better than nothing. But we can't get to the emptiness. And that's where the true connections start to happen for you. So meditation is that emptying of your mind so that your spirit can come forward. A lot of people, I want to do trance, I want to do this, I want to do that, but they don't show up to learn the basics. You need to start showing up for yourself. You're worth it. You're worth showing up for yourself and not for anybody else. It's not going to hurt me one way or the other if you don't do the radical forgiveness. I would just hope that you would find something to work through. It's one of the most powerful, most moving spiritual tools that I have found. I've done shadow work my entire life, call it what you want. I've looked in every nook and cranny in the darkness. I've done all the work, journaling. I've done everything. And this one actually is very powerful, and it will change you. You coming up again, Max? What is going on with you? Oh, okay. Max and I are having a blast over here. He's over here just figuring out what he wants to do. Say hi to everybody, little man. Oh, thank you. I do not need my face washed. Anyway, these are the things that are powerful that we can come to, that, we bring healing. It doesn't matter if you're going through a divorce. It doesn't matter if you're going through a change of your spiritual belief system. I was so excited. I thought I was going to go on KCHF, the Christian network, and they found that metaphysics was not in line with their programming. I was very sad because I don't cherry pick. I think this information is worthy of everybody. So I'm reaching out to everybody here because I want to make that difference. I don't care what spiritual belief system you prescribe to. Meditation is for everyone. You can be an atheist and still find benefit in meditation. It's the quieting of the mind. It's reducing the stress. It's great for the health of the body. It is something that is so powerful and so moving that you will relax into it. So think about it. The class is going to start September 4th. if you want to join that class. If you want to start the radical forgiveness, send me a message, DM me. And if you want to join the open meditation, why don't you just DM me too? And that way you can come in on Wednesdays. I don't want to show up to an empty room each time. So we're trying to build the energy, because hanging out together and meditating gets you in much more deeply. It is not a guided meditation. It is about building the power around you for the structure of your own meditation. So think about it. My heart to all of yours. I hope you have a marvelous weekend. And I'm wishing you well in your journey today. Thanks, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.